What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to KO with Kyle. I'm your host, Kyle. Today we'll be recapping this Saturday's UFC fight night between Michelle Waterson and Angela Hill. It was a full fight card with 6 fights on the prelims and 6 fights on the main card for a total of 12 fights, which we'll be breaking down. The main event was the fight of the night and went to a very close decision. 2 other upsets in female fights, 1 big upset in males, and several exciting finishes made for an overall great card. So without any further ado, let's get into it. 2 up-and-comers at featherweight started off the card with Kyle Nelson versus Billy Quarantillo. Kyle Nelson came out strong, rushing in and throwing punches and kicks. There was hard shots were thrown by both fighters round 1, with Quarantillo landing some calf kicks on Nelson. Lots of fairly even clinching. In round 2, Quarantillo attempts many takedowns and secures one. Quarantillo was stalking Nelson down late in round 2. Really strong round for round 2 is for Quarantillo. And then in round 3, Quarantillo comes out and gets an immediate KO with a clean 1-2 punch combo. We're sure to see more from both fighters, but congratulations to Billy Quarantillo for the KO win. Next on the main card was Bobby King Green versus Alan Patrick. Patrick blitzed from the start for a takedown and ended up underneath. Later in round 1, Bobby Green got a body slam, takedown, and got in some ground and pound. More ground control from Green in round 2 as Patrick started to slow down a bit. 4 takedowns were landed from Green. In round 3, Bobby Green landing and moving away. He was kind of stalking him and landing at will. All 3 judges scored it 30-27 in a unanimous decision victory for Bobby Green. At the time, I thought this was a fight of the night contender, but either way, Bobby Green put on a dominant performance. Next at light heavyweight, we had Ed Herman versus Mike Rodriguez. This was by far the most controversial fight on the card. Mike Rodriguez appeared to have finished Ed Herman with 2 consecutive knees to the chest for a TKO in round 2, but the ref stepped in to stop the fight to save Ed Herman and thought it was a groin strike that had dropped Herman. He gave Ed Herman upwards of 5 minutes to recover from the supposed groin strike. Ed Herman then wins in round 3 with a sneaky Kimura submission from the bottom. Mike Rodriguez had outstruck Ed Herman rounds 1 and 2 and arguably finished him twice, but he ends up getting the loss. This is especially hard for me because I had picked Rodriguez in Kyle's fight picks and had him in a parlay. Oh well, that's the fight game. Next at women's flyweight, we had Roxanne Modafferi versus Andrea Lee. It was pretty evenly matched throughout. Modafferi caught a kick round 1 and got a takedown. Lee also got a takedown round 1. Round 2, Modafferi moving in to strike 1-2 combinations and then moving away. She caught another kick round 2 for another takedown. A spinning back fist landed hard from Lee in round 2, who was throwing slightly more strikes. In round 3, Modafferi gets 2 takedowns against the cage, one and then another one when they stood back up. Lee outstruck, but Modafferi got more takedowns. The judges scored it a unanimous decision victory for Modafferi. Modafferi was the underdog coming in, so that was a bet that would have made some money. In the co-main event, 2 up-and-coming prospects at lightweight, Ottman Azaitar versus Khama Worthy. Azaitar lands an uppercut and flurries with shots that knock down Worthy. He continues raining blows until he gets the stoppage. Huge win for Azaitar, who was the underdog coming in but remains professionally undefeated. In the main event, we had Michelle Waterson versus Angela Hill. Solid round 1 for Hill, who caused some swelling under Waterson's right eye. Waterson came back more round 2, but Angela Hill landed a hard right. Waterson wins round 3 with a takedown and some ground control. Good striking again from Waterson round 4 with kicks really keeping the distance, and they were trading blows back and forth round 5 with Angela Hill landing slightly more. The judges scored it in a split decision for Michelle Waterson. Kyle's fight picks had picked Angela Hill to win, and she didn't get robbed in the decision, but it was a very close fight. Both fighters had their moment, but I thought Hill controlled the octagon more and inflicted more damage. Quickly going over the prelims, we started with Sabina Mazo versus Justine Kish at women's flyweight. Mazo was a former LFA champ, coming in with a 6-inch reach advantage. Justine Kish came out strong rounds 1 and 2, rushing in and damaging Mazo. Mazo was trying to keep distance and land heavy kicks. In round 3, Mazo lands a few head kicks in a row. Then later a head kick gets a knockdown and she swarms to finish with a rear naked choke submission. Next was Bryan Barberena versus Anthony Ivy at welterweight. Ivy was working hard on a takedown against the cage round 1. Barberena was landing heavy strikes. Ivy began to tire round 2. The fight went the distance. The judges scored it an unanimous decision victory for Bryan Barberena. Next, we had a catchweight fight between Brok Weaver and Jalin Turner. Turner landed heavy shots, one early and one again later that landed a knockdown. Weaver more output in rounds 2, but Turner gets a knockdown with a punch, almost a KO. The ref stands Weaver back up and Turner unloads more strikes against the cage. Turner then won by rear naked choke. Next at heavyweight, we had Alexander Romanov versus Roque Martinez. Romanov scores a 10-8 round 1 with a takedown, then an impressive suplex takedown followed by a mounted ground and pound. Round 2, Romanov gets another easy takedown and gets a mount with plenty of time. He won by a head and arm triangle choke. There was a big upset at lightweight as Roosevelt Roberts came in as the biggest betting favorite on the card versus Kevin Croom. A left hook from Croom knocked down Roberts. Croom jumps on the neck and gets a guillotine choke for a round 1 submission in his UFC debut. He also got a performance of the night bonus. Headlining the prelims was a women's bantamweight bout between Sijara Eubanks and Julia Avila. They were standing and trading blows the first 30 seconds of the fight. Eubanks was in the mount, attempting submissions most of round 2. More ground control from Eubanks round 3, and several more trading blows interactions throughout. The judges scored it a unanimous decision victory for Sijara Eubanks. Eubanks was the underdog coming in, so that's another bet that would have paid out well. Overall, it was an excellent fight night for us fight fans. Let us know in the comments below which your favorite fight of the night at UFC Vegas 10, and let us know which upcoming fight in 2020 you're most looking forward to. This upcoming Saturday, September 19th, 2020, we have a stacked card for UFC Vegas 11. The main event is Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley versus Colby Chaos Covington. Some of the other fighters to look out for on the card are Niko versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and also Kevin Holland versus Darren Stewart, and Gerald Mearshart versus Kazmat Chimaev. We'll be doing a full fight forecast, so please subscribe so you get notified when we post this Wednesday. The following week on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, we have UFC 253 September 26, 2020. We will see who loses their undefeated status, the much-hyped middleweight championship fight between Israel, the last stylebender Adesanya, and Paulo, the eraser Costa. On that card, we're also looking forward to the light heavyweight battle for the vacant belt between Dominic Reyes and John Blachowicz. Keep an eye out on Saturday for a very special spotlight of that fight. Finally, our next pay-per-view is Saturday, October 24th, 2020 for UFC 254 between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Justin Gaethje. This card takes place in Abu Dhabi on the 25th, and for us in America, it'll be an afternoon bout on the 24th, so make sure to mark your calendars for that. In this main event, we will see if Justin upsets the world and takes Khabib's lightweight belt. We do forecasts every week on Wednesday, we do recaps on Mondays, and future fight spotlights are posted on Saturdays. Please subscribe to stay up to date with the latest UFC hype. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and until next time, Fight Family, peace.